Well, hello there and welcome to the Pick a Card results for the week of Sunday, January 19th through Saturday, January 25th. You are to select from card group number 1, card group number 2, or card group number 3. When you comment your card selection below by Monday, January 20th, you are automatically entered to win our January giveaway. Every week that you come and you comment your card selection on the Pick a Card by the Monday following the post, then your name is entered again an additional time, which increases your chances of winning. So make sure you comment this week by January 20th in order to be entered to win our January giveaway. So I have about 3 to 4 things I want to share with you very quickly before I go into the opening intuitive message. Make sure that you click the link below to watch the reading of the year for 2020. I did the annual reading of the year back on January 5th, and it is now available on YouTube, and so you can watch the reading of the year. I basically covered the astrology for all of 2020, the time, just the time of the year that we should be looking out for, what we should be paying attention to, what the energy of 2020 is looking like, and what we all need to do in order to get through this year successfully. And so you want to make sure that you watch the annual reading of the year. That link is down below. And I did it originally as a Facebook live video, and then a few days later I put it here on YouTube. So you want to make sure that you are also liking or following me on my Facebook page, which is Tonya Poole Enterprises, because there I actually go live more often. Here on YouTube, I'm just posting, like the Pick a Card readings or other videos, but over on my Facebook page, Tonya Poole Enterprises, and my Instagram page, The Tonya Poole, I share updates. I do live videos throughout the week, and so you want to make sure that you are following me over there. I also over there post the video of me laying the cards down and explaining what this week is all about before I do the reveal video here on YouTube. So again, you want to make sure you're liking me over there, because if you did, you would have seen these videos hours ago. These cards hours ago. Anyway, so that's number 1. Watch the reading of the year for 2020. Number 2, I am doing an in-person class called The Secrets of Amplifying Your Abundance through Crystals and Astrology. And I'm doing that with licensed therapist and counselor Neogela Hendricks Wilson, affectionately known as Mama Nia, in Greensboro, North Carolina on February 7th from 6 to 8 p.m. And so that will be a 2-hour class where we are going into detail on the use of crystals and astrology to help amplify your overall wealth and abundance and prosperity and health and all of that good stuff. And so tickets for that are available at the link down below, so make sure you check that. So if you're in the Greensboro, North Carolina area, anywhere around Greensboro, North Carolina, you want to check us out, make sure you do. Again, that will be on February 7th from 6 to 8 p.m. And then the third thing I want to share with you is this week we are going into Aquarius season. Actually, we go into Aquarius season, I believe, on January 20th, on Monday, the day that is the last day for you to comment your card selections. Anyway, and I always do a video leading into each sign. We're coming out of Capricorn season, so I did do the video, Everybody's a Capricorn, including you. So very soon, and depending on when this is uploaded, that video might already be done, but I will say very soon, you will see the video, Everybody's an Aquarius, including you. And as usual, I will go through everything that Aquarius energy is all about. I will explain that no matter what your sun sign is, you are an Aquarius as well, and that Aquarius is somewhere in your chart. And then I will go through all of the 12 signs of the zodiac from Aries to Pisces and explain what each sun sign or rising sign should be doing during Aquarius season of 2020. So if that video is not, if the link is not down below already, then look for that very, very soon. And then the fourth thing, yeah, I do have four things. The fourth thing is I want to say a big thank you to everybody who enrolled in my masterclass Resolution Power. I'm so excited because, you know, today, January 19th, at the start of this week, is also your first day of class. The first day for you to receive part one of the masterclass Resolution Power, and we are doing some amazing things in that class, creating resolutions that actually manifest this year very, very quickly. As you know, if you haven't watched it yet, I'm walking you through the steps of creating real resolutions, and resolutions are not goals, as you know by now. So we're creating resolutions that are manifesting very quickly. So I want to say thank you to everybody who registered. I announced it last week and the week before that in the pick a card videos. So I hope that you took advantage of that, because enrollment is now closed and Resolution Power only comes once a year. So to those of you who took advantage of this masterclass, I want to say thank you, and I look forward to seeing how this class helps you to revolutionize your life. All right, so that is it for the top four things that I wanted to share with you. As always, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, that you share these videos, and that you comment even how they're benefiting you. And also click the link down below. There's a link down below to book your own personal reading. These pick a card readings are very general. You are not the only one who selected card group number 1, 2, or 3. So if you want something that is more specific to your own life, please book a personal reading at the link down below. Get my book, The Magic of Self-Love. And then leave a love offering or a donation if these readings are benefiting you in any kind of way in support of this channel. As I already stated, like and follow on Instagram and Facebook. And that is it. So let's go ahead and get into the opening intuitive message. As I was preparing for this pick a card reading, I was thinking about how there's a lot happening this week. January 20th, I believe it is when we go into Aquarius season. We also have the Lunar New Year, or what's also known as the Chinese New Year, on the 25th. I believe Martin Luther King Day is even celebrated this week on Monday, the 20th. And so there's a lot that is occurring this week. But I was really more so thinking about us entering into this into Aquarius season. And Aquarius is the sign of change. It is the sign of even rebellion. Like, so not just, you know, gentle, sweet change, but rebellious change, swift and quick change, determined change. Not going along just to get along, you know, but actually doing what you feel really needs to be done, whether it's popular or not, whether it's trendy or not, whether it's acceptable or not. Aquarius energy reminds us all, and I will definitely share this more in the video, Everybody's in Aquarius, including you, because the energy of Aquarius, with us being in Aquarius season, and with Aquarius being in everybody's birth chart, it's the energy that propels us all to make radical and swift changes. It is the energy, or the sign itself has an energy of breaking free from anything that keeps one bound or keeps one from feeling free or independent. So that can be anything: rules, government, regulations, traditions, even family traditions. Anything that you feel keeps you bound, anything that you feel keeps you limited and restricted. Aquarius energy is very much about setting you free from that. Where that energy sometimes gets us into trouble is that because it can be rebellious sometimes there is that rebelling even from what should be done, what needs to be done. just for the sake of rebellion, like what they say, like a rebel without a cause. But on this more positive energy, on this more positive note, Aquarius season teaches us all that there are some things that we do have to break free from in order for us to have the experiences that we want to have in life, in order for us to have the independence that we desire. The changes that we want to see require change. You can't do things the same all the time and expect something different. Who was it that said that? I think it was originally attributed to Albert Einstein, that said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Aquarius reminds us that, look, Aquarius season reminds us all, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. You have to do things differently. And sometimes doing things differently means getting out of your comfort zone. It means perhaps even breaking from the way your family has always done things. Sometimes you are called to be the one who creates new traditions for your family because perhaps the old ones are no longer beneficial. I can't ever get this lighting right, y'all. I'm trying. That might be a little better. I don't know. Anyway, so it's about breaking free from anything that keeps you bound and limited in any kind of way this time of the year. And so when I was thinking about this pick a card reading and thinking about what the theme of this one should be, and I said, you know what? Everybody wants something, right? Everybody's trying to achieve something, trying to change something, trying to heal something, trying to fix something, whatever. And you can't do it by doing the same thing over and over again, right? In order to get what you've never had, sometimes you got to do what you've never done. Whereas Capricorn season taught us about being consistent. And the overall theme for 2020, yes, is, if you watch the annual reading of the year, is about consistency and diligence. But there is also a time when change is necessary in order for us to break free from what is keeping us bound so that we can have our breakthrough. So this week, we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of as it relates to the things that you need to break free from in order to have your breakthrough. And as somebody who does readings, and I talk to a lot of people, and I do a lot of different kinds of work where I'm working with people who are seeking change in their life. Usually they know what changes are necessary. So as we are going through this week's pick a card, as I'm going through number 1, 2, or 3, I want you to think about the things that you know in your heart of heart already that you need to change, that you need to break free from, that you can't do like your mama and your daddy used to do, that you can't do how your friends and your cousin and your auntie and your uncles do, that you can't even do like some of your friends do. Where can you stand out from the crowd? That's what Aquarius season, Aquarius energy teaches us all, no matter what our sun sign is. I don't care if you're an Aries, I don't care if you're a Leo, I don't care if you're a Virgo, it doesn't matter. Aquarius challenges us to look at how we can set ourselves apart from the crowd. Because sometimes being all up in that crowd, you get what the crowd gets. And if you're wanting something different for your life, then you have to know what changes are necessary. What changes do you need to make? How do you need to separate yourself from the crowd so that you can have the breakthroughs that you desire for your life? And so that is what I want you to be thinking about as I'm flipping the cards over and revealing whatever messages come through. Think about what you already know. As I used to tell you all, and I don't know if I've said it recently, but I used to always say in these pick a card readings, this is a collaborative effort. So if you're just looking for me to tell you something that you don't know, you're in the wrong place, because most of what I'm telling you, you already know in the deepest parts of yourself. You already know. This is just confirmation. So right now, what do you already know that you should be breaking free from, changing, leaving, no longer doing, or start doing, whatever? What changes do you need to make in your life? And what do you need to allow yourself to come free from in order to have your breakthroughs. All right, so that is it for our opening intuitive message. Again, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, that you like and share, that you comment your card selection by January 20th in order to be entered to win our January giveaway. And make sure you click all of the links down below, because there's some amazing classes, workshops, videos, my book, and your own personal reading. All of that stuff can be found at the links down below. So that is it for this beginning part. And card group number 1, your reading is up next. All right, greetings and welcome to the results for card group number 1. I will quickly go over the announcements just in case you were one of the ones who skipped ahead. Make sure you comment your card selection by January 20th if you want to be in the running to win our January giveaway. Each week that you comment your card selection on each of these pick a card readings, your name is entered an additional time, and so that increases your chances of winning. Make sure you click the link down below to watch the annual reading of the year for 2020, because I go into detail about everything we all need to know for this year. Make sure that you click below if you are in the Greensboro, North Carolina area, because I have a class that I'm doing in collaboration with licensed therapist Nia Hendricks Wilson, and it is called The Secrets of Amplifying Your Abundance Through Crystals and Astrology. And that class will be taking place on February 7th from 6 to 8 p.m. And so tickets are available at the link down below. Make sure that you come back here. If the link isn't down there right now, make sure you come back to get the video. Everybody's an Aquarius, including you. Every season I do a video based on the sign that we're in, and so it does not matter what sun sign you are. When we are in Aquarius season, everybody's impacted by the energy of Aquarius. And so in that video, everybody's in Aquarius, including you. I detail what Aquarius energy is and what each one of the sun signs, whether you're in Aries all the way to Pisces, what you need to be doing right now during Aquarius season. And again, big thank you if you were one of the ones who signed up for Resolution Power. Get ready, because we are creating wonderful resolutions. Your resolutions will manifest this year. So I hope that you are doing the work in the class that was released today. Those of you who missed that, Resolution Power will return, but not anytime soon. It will come back in 2021. So make sure that you are following me on Facebook and Instagram, as well as being subscribed to this channel, so that you are always notified when I have videos, classes, and workshops that are available. Okay. Yes, y'all, let's get into it. This week, we are going into Aquarius season. And in my opening intuitive message, and if you skipped ahead, you need to rewind, go back and listen to that opening intuitive message, because what I say there will help you have a deeper understanding of what I will say here. But with us being in Aquarius season, and Aquarius is the sign of change, rebellion, swift change, and standing apart from the crowd, which is why today's topic is what you most need to know, do, and be aware of as it relates to breaking free from whatever is keeping you from having your breakthrough. All right. So at the top of your card, we have a very interesting stone. It's a very pretty stone, and I don't know how well you can see it on here, but it's a very pretty blue. It's called Apatite. Apatite. And this is the raw version of that stone. When it's polished, it's an even more brilliant turquoise kind of color. But this stone really helps you with self-expression, with being clear about who you are and being confident in expressing that. And with it being one of the blue stones, it really does connect with the like the throat chakra. And the throat chakra is one of the ways in which most of us express ourselves, right? Through our voices. So it helps you to speak with confidence, speak clearly, speak from the heart, and speak your truth. Apatite is really good in helping you to boost your intuitive skills, your intuition, and helping you to trust more in what you intuitively know. It also helps with breaking through any barriers or obstacles that you need to overcome so that you can actually get to the outcome that you are desiring for yourself. But it really does help with communication, helps with communication in relationships. If you feel like you're not being really heard, or you feel like you're not articulating yourself well, then apatite is a stone that is really beneficial, will be really beneficial to you. So you know what I always tell you to do. If you want to know more about this stone, make sure you Google apatite. Okay, so the card that is on top of here comes from a goddess energy deck, and the goddesses speak to us all, whether we are man or woman, whether we believe in that the goddesses really exist or not. It doesn't really matter. It's their stories that teach us the lessons that we need to know. And so with this week's theme of what you need to break free from in order to have your breakthrough, the goddess that chose to speak up on that topic for you, Mama Killa. And I believe I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Mama Killa. I haven't seen her in a while in the pick a card readings, and it's probably been a few months. And whenever I'm shuffling, I always say, okay, which goddess wants to speak up to my audience this week? And so it's interesting that she chose to come forth. As you see, she represents the moon. A lot of goddesses have moons on, are connected in some kind of way to the moon. Not all, but a lot are, because the moon represents your subconscious mind. It represents the feminine part of us, whether we are a man or a woman, the part of us that is receptive, that is creative, that is intuitive, all of that kind of stuff. And then on the flip side of that, or the lower energy of that, is even your fears, your doubts, your worries, all of that kind of stuff, because those things also lurk in the subconscious. You know, sometimes we don't even know that we're being driven by our fears. And so let me read what this goddess has to say to you. I'm going to read two messages from her. The first is her empowerment message, and the second is her alignment message. So her empowerment message says, one second, okay. Mama Killa, the Incan goddess of the moon, presides over the power of cycles and seasons. The moon rules the night sky, returning full 13 times in a year. The ancients marked time by the moon to know when to plant, when to harvest, when to store food, and when to celebrate fertility. Right now, you are invited to see what is familiar and decide whatever you need to improve on, or to decide whether you need to improve on it or leave things as they are. The answer to your inquiry can be found in the timing of things and the cycle you're in. You can apply the idea of natural cycles to relationships, creative projects, personal growth, and more. If you are honest with yourself, you will see that there is no way to control these cycles, only to use the creative energy they offer to help you. If your relationship is unclear yet brimming with potential, you might turn to the new moon energy that shows up in the spring cycle of life. In that case, you just need to allow the relationship to grow naturally and be clear in your intentions. When your outer world seems to be slowing down, with obstacles rising up and temporarily blocking your every move, do not put up a resistance. Instead, take advantage of the need to resist and recalibrate your intentions as you wait for the cycle to change. No matter what, like the cycles of the moon, there is divine order in everything that is happening in your life right now. Once you know this, the goddess Mama Killa welcomes you to her divine moon dance of co-creation. Wow. So in that empowerment message, you are reminded that life comes in cycles. You know, there are everything, just like the moon goes through a full cycle every 28 days. You know, and even like I said, the moon being connected to the feminine self. When we think about a woman and her menstrual cycle, and just all of the phases that her body goes through during that cycle, during the entire 28 days. But whether you're a man or a woman, you know, it doesn't really matter. We all go through cycles because life itself, nature itself, shows us that we are constantly going through cycles, and we have to know what cycle we're in instead of trying to fight the cycle. You know what cycle you're in. So for example, right now as I'm filming this, we are in January, winter time. You know, in the northern hemisphere is winter time. And so in the winter, you don't say, oh, I'm gonna go out here and hope to grow oranges, you know, or hope to harvest oranges, you know, like, you know that this isn't the season for that. So instead of resisting the season, you just get in flow with it. You get in flow with whatever you're actually supposed to be doing during winter season. You get what I'm saying? So when you know what season you're in, you don't fight so hard. You just get in flow, and you know how to make every season work for you. So her alignment message says, sometimes you feel out of sync with life, frustrated that the universe isn't providing you with what you desire. Do you want what you want, exactly how and when you want it, and feel like the great goddess is ignoring you? You may be wanting something to happen faster than it's meant to occur. Remember, the conditions of your life are temporal and ever-changing. Maybe you've just been unaware of the cycle you're in, and so you've been missing the signals. The moon goddess Mama Kila knows the cycles intimately, and she'll let you know when it's time for the next phase. Mama Kila is always on track with the cycles of creation, and you must trust this wisdom. Her alignment task for you is to recognize and work with the natural cycle you are in. You will be amazed as alignment with the rhythm of the universe allows you to once again co-create consciously and surrender to life on life's terms. What a beautiful dance when Mama Kila offers her support. So again, this kind of goes along with what I just said, is that when you know what cycle you're in, you don't resist in a way that is unbeneficial to you. So yes, you know, even though I said with us being in Aquarius season, and Aquarius is about learning how to, teaches us all how to be apart from the crowd, how to not just conform just for the sake of conforming. So even with that in mind, when you know what cycle you're in, it's not that you're conforming to that cycle. It's not that you're just like, oh, here I am, here we go again, I'm just going to go along to get along. No, you recognize what cycle you're in, and you say, okay, how can I have my best and highest good even in this cycle? You know, how does one have oranges in the winter time? If you go back a few pick-a cards a few weeks ago when I had I think it was a candy cane, an orange, and some walnuts on instead of gemstones. And the people who got the orange, I explained how, you know, getting an orange around Christmas time and the New Year used to be a real luxury. Like if you got that during the New Year, that was really a gift of luxury, because, you know, before we had this mass commercialization of produce, you couldn't get oranges in the winter, right? And so what are you trying to make happen when you're out of season and out of sync? Instead of trying to force things to happen, learn how to make the season and cycle, whatever season or cycle that you are in, work for you. That's what Mama Kila lets you know, is that her energy teaches you how to flow in any and every cycle, whether it's winter or summer, hot or cold, good or bad, you know, recession, depression, or thriving economic market. It doesn't matter what the cycle is. How can you rise to the top in any cycle? That is what Mama Kila is talking about. All right. So you know what I always tell you to do? If you want to know more about this particular goddess, make sure you Google Mama Kila, because all of the goddesses have their own stories and mythologies that give us deeper clarity and insight. All right. So the cards here, the one on the bottom is where you are now in your general wisdom and guidance. The card that crosses it lets you know what can help or hinder you at this time. So you receive the Queen of Cups, and she is crossed by the Six of Wands. The Queen of Cups and she is crossed by the Six of Wands. And keep in mind that, again, this week we're looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of as it relates to the whatever you need to break free from in order to have your breakthrough. So the Queen of Cups is a card of, she is intuition. It's so interesting that you even got Mama Keela, a goddess of the moon, of supreme intuition. But the Queen of Cups is definitely a card. When I see this, I know that your intuition and your feelings and your emotions are going to play a very key role. But since we're looking at what you perhaps need to break free from in order to have your breakthrough, there's two ways of looking at this. Let's just say if you're somebody who is too emotionally driven, and what I mean by that is, I'm not telling you not to feel. Emotions are very important. But if you are too driven by how you feel in any given moment, and your feelings are based largely on other people and what's happening around you rather than you choosing how you feel, then the Queen of Cups can actually end up being detrimental, because she's so in tune with her feelings that on the flip side, like if I was reading this even as a reversal card, some readers read reversals, but if I were looking at basically the Queen of Cups on a lower energy, it would be almost a depressive state, almost just so into your emotions and so devoted to other people and how they feel and nurturing other people, even to your own detriment. So first, you need to ask yourself, am I one of those people? Again, these readings are very general. You're not the only one who selected card group number 1. So I have to give all of the examples. But, ask yourself, are you happy one moment and then somebody says something to you and it ruins your entire day? Are you sad one moment and then somebody says something to you and it makes you so happy? And while, we are all influenced by other people and circumstances and events to a certain degree, you don't want to be pulled by others so strongly, because then every mood that you have is solely based on what somebody else says or does to or for you. But where the Queen of Cups really shines, and also Mama Keela, is that they use their emotions as a way to tune into their intuition and into their spiritual self, to really see beyond what is being seen, to really be able to trust your intuition. That is what the Queen of Cups at her highest. She is so much, so in tune with her emotional self and so in tune with her intuition, that she sees clearly. She sees life very clearly. She knows what choices to make. She knows what choices will bring healing, which choices will be restorative, and what choices will keep her in a state of emotional well-being. So whether you're a man or woman, this Queen of Cups is telling you, stay in a place where you have emotional well-being and use your emotions and your intuition as a way to strengthen you and not as a way to weaken you. What's so interesting is that she is crossed by the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of success. The Six of Wands is a card of victory and triumph. I should say it like that. Victory and triumph. When you are triumphant, it's because you've had challenges and trials and obstacles that you have overcome. It's a card of achievement, a card of success, and celebrating your successes. And so for some of you, this could mean that when you learn to trust your intuition more, that more successes come to you. For some of you, it could be when you get to a point where you break free from emotional bondage, then that is where your success comes from. That is where your achievements and your triumphs will come from. Your triumphs are very much connected to your emotional well-being. So what you perhaps need to let go of this season or this week, in order to have your breakthrough, is to break free from anything that you know is keeping you emotionally wound up, anxious, depressed, sad, or even if they're good emotions like happiness and joy. If your happiness and joy is only if somebody compliments you, only if somebody says they love you this week, only if that man or that woman shows up and gives you a birthday gift, then that's too much of your emotion and joy that is dependent upon another person. So your emotional well-being has to come from a source deeper than another person, and that can only be found within you. It's reminding me of the song "The God in Me," you know what I mean, by Mary Mary. It's the God in you. When you find the God in you, or when you find that when you realize that you're worthy enough of just being joyous, happy, fulfilled, then it's only icing on the cake when other people give you the compliments and the love, or you get that job, or you have these opportunities that come as a result of you already feeling good. All right. So the wisdom card that you received this week, to be fair, this card comes up a lot, so I guess some of y'all really need this. To be fair is all about balance and finding harmony, and also very much connected to even what the message of Mama Keela said about knowing the cycles, because to be fair reminds you that there are cycles in life. There are polarities in life. There's good and bad, happy and sad, cold and hot, that we're always seeking to find balance between. And so I'm going to read what this card, the message of this card. To be fair, balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefits, the law of cause and effect. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing. Yet over time, they strike a balance. You move from being, from stasis to doing, from discovering to loving, to letting go to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. So it's very important that you find balance. That especially emotional balance. Happiness and sadness happen in life, happiness because you know sadness. You know sadness because you know happiness. You know joy because you know what it's like not to be joyous, and vice versa. So when you find that emotional well-being and you find balance between all of that, and you're not so bipolar in nature. When I say bipolar, it's not necessarily as a diagnosis. It's literally the word bipolar, meaning from one pole to the next. If you're not all the way to the left or all the way to the right, but you know how to find balance. And if you get out of balance, you know how to pull yourself in either direction to get in balance. That is where the victories and the joy and the achievements and the triumphs and the victories, the personal victories. This might not even be like career success or anything like that I'm talking about. I'm really feeling that it's more so just personal victory, feeling like you own yourself, feeling confident in yourself, feeling sure of yourself, and knowing that no matter what happens outside of you, that you are okay, and that you will be okay, and that you are loved, and that you have joy, and that all of these things reside in you. That's what I'm feeling the Six of Wands is saying to you in this particular moment. All right. So that is your reading for this week, January 19th through January 25th. Again, make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday, January 20th, if you want to be in the running to win our January giveaway. Click all of the links down below. And just click everything. Purchase book your own reading, leave a love offering, a donation, subscribe to this video, share, and it seemed like it was something else I was going to say. Watch the videos, but that wasn't it. It was something else. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Come back and watch this reading again throughout the week, and go back and listen to the opening intuitive message also, because something I said here today in this video could possibly make more sense to you later on in the week. So make sure you come back and listen again. All right. So until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. All right, greetings and welcome to the results for card group number 2. I will quickly go over the announcements just in case you were one of the ones who skipped ahead. Make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday, January 20th if you want to be in the running to win our January giveaway. Each week, each pick a card reading that you do that for, your name goes in the hat again an additional time, so that increases your chances of winning. Make sure that you click the links down below. I have a lot going on. Number one, make sure that you watch the reading of the year, the annual reading of the year. I do this every January, and I filmed this one back on, I want to say January 5th, live on Facebook, and I just transferred it over to YouTube. So make sure you watch the annual reading of the year, because I go through everything we all need to know throughout 2020. Like, what is the theme of 2020? What should we be looking out for? When is every Mercury retrograde of 2020? So I go through it all. So make sure you watch the annual reading of the year. Number two, if you are in the Greensboro, North Carolina area, I will be doing an in-person workshop with licensed therapist Neogela Hendricks Wilson. And the name of that workshop is The Secrets of Amplifying Your Abundance through crystals and astrology. And so we will be talking about how to use gemstones and astrology to boost and amplify your overall prosperity, wealth, health, and abundance. And so that will be taking place on February 27th, and the link for tickets is down below. So make sure you click that if you're in the Greensboro, North Carolina area. This week we go into Aquarius season, and you know what I always say when we're in a new sign, everybody is that sign, including you. So I will soon, if it's not down below now, I will soon have my video, everybody's in Aquarius, including you. I'm not sure, it might be down there now depending on when I film it, but if it's not, make sure you come back here. And that's why you should subscribe, because every time I upload a new video you will be notified. But anyway, everybody's in Aquarius, including you, is where I go through all of the Aquarius energy, what Aquarius energy, how it shows up for all of us. And then I go through each sign from Aries to Pisces and tell all of you all, no matter what sign you are, what you should be doing during Aquarius season. So again, if that video is not down below, make sure you come back here to get that. And also a special thank you if you were one of the ones who enrolled in my masterclass Resolution Power. Today, January 19th, that this video is uploaded, is also the day of our first class. And so I want to say thank you to those who register for Resolution Power, because I'm guiding you on how to create real resolutions that are manifesting very, very quickly. And not goals and wishes, but resolutions. And there is a difference. Those of you who missed this opportunity, no worries. It will be back again next year in 2021 for Resolution Power. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, book a personal reading, because these readings are very general. And so you're not the only one who selected card group number 2. So book a personal reading for your own self, and also click down below to leave a love offering or a donation in support of this free work that I do, if this is benefiting you in any kind of way. Last thing, make sure you go back and listen to my opening intuitive message. I always do an opening intuitive message at the beginning, and what I share there will help you have a deeper understanding of what I will share here. So make sure you go back and listen to that as well. So the stone that is on the top of your cards this week is a fire quartz. Very pretty stone. I actually had it up maybe a month or so ago. But a fire quartz is one of those stones that is really helpful if you need to add motivation, fire to any situation. If you need to give something a little oomph, a little boost, fire quartz is really good for that. Like you can help to add a little bit of spice and fire to your relationships. Given, if your relationship isn't already volatile. Now, if it's volatile, you're arguing a lot, fire quartz might not be the way to go. But if you're just needing to add a little bit of spice, or passion, then fire quartz is a good stone to have. It's good for motivation. So if you're needing more motivation in your career, in your job, in your business or whatever, and you're needing to have confidence to do what needs to be done, especially if you're in a power position where you have to hire or fire people, or you're responsible for motivating your staff, or whatever, it's really good for that and helping you also to achieve your goals. And just gives you that kind of energy. And so what I always tell you to do, if you want to know more about this stone, make sure that you Google fire quartz, because I'm sure it's so much more that could be said about this gemstone. All right, so the card that is on top of here comes from a goddess energy deck. The goddesses speak to us all, whether we are a man or a woman, whether we believe they actually existed or not, it doesn't matter. It's their stories that teach us the lessons that we need to know. And so this week we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of as it relates to what you need to break free from in order to get your breakthrough. And so the goddess that chose to speak up to you about this, wow, is Athena. Athena, okay. The Greek goddess Athena chose to speak up to you this week about breaking free for your breakthrough. And Athena isn't any joke at all. She is a very powerful, if you know anything about her story, she is a very powerful goddess in the Greek pantheon, very knowledgeable. If I remember her story correctly, she was not afraid to go to battle when necessary, which kind of explains this fire quartz. But she was not one to just be frilly in a way. Like, she was very much about her intellect and what she knew and awareness and making power moves and based on sound knowledge and information. And so having that is most likely what's going to help you to break free from whatever you need to break free from, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's your habits, whatever, I don't know, whatever you need to break free from in order to have your breakthrough. So I'm going to read two messages from Athena. The first one is her empowerment message, and the second is her alignment message, just in case you find yourself out of alignment with her empowerment message, okay? So the empowerment message says, Athena, the Greek goddess of intellect and strategy, says, knowledge is power, and you are in a perfect position to gain greater clarity at this time. Your hard work is paying off, and everything you have learned about life has brought you to this moment in time. Your knowledge, logical choices, and intentions are aligned with divine will. Your intellect is keen, and your mind is clear. You know what you have to do. Right now, the world is making sense. You don't have to question or debate it. You can take things at face value. If you think it adds up, then that's because it does. Have courage, my love. Your most precious dreams are within reach. The goddess Athena will help. Wow. So, again, like it says, the goddess Athena deals with knowledge, clarity of mind, and strategy. You can only strategize when you're clear in your mind. Confusion is not helpful. Overthinking things is not helpful. You know what you know. So trust what you know. And, as I stated in the opening intuitive message, that Aquarius season teaches us all how to stand apart from the crowd fearlessly. So if you know what you know and you know what you got to break free from, then also know that you have the power and the strength and the will to do so, okay? So her alignment message says, sometimes logic just isn't enough to determine the truth of your situation. Right now, things don't add up or make sense. So you may find yourself distrustful. Ingenuity and curiosity are called for as you face the unknown. Don't jump to conclusions. All the information has yet to be revealed, and it won't come by force nor by overthinking or overanalyzing. Athena offers you the alignment task of releasing any projected story or expectations and accepting that you don't have all the facts needed to make an informed choice. Ask for clarity, remain open and receptive, then wait for the will of the divine to respond. This is the correct and most beneficial strategy right now, and the goddess Athena is ever present to help. So her alignment message comes in like if you have times where you don't feel as clear, where there is some confusion, where there might be some doubt, then seek out the right information. You know, all you need is information. Ask the right person, ask the questions that you need in order to get clear. Find out what you need to know. And until you know what you need to know, don't jump to conclusions. But I will say this, I feel for many of you, be very decisive about the outcome that you want. Ooh, okay, I'm really feeling this. Sometimes people make choices, and this might be you. You're not the only one who selected card group number 2, so take it or leave it. But sometimes people make choices based on whatever somebody else is going to say, right? So, for example, let's just say you're in a relationship with an abusive or just hurtful woman, right? Let's just say you're connected to a woman who's just not right for you, right? And you know it. And you, your mama, all your friends, everybody already knows. Let's just say you think she's cheating on you, right? Let me use that as an example. You think she's cheating on you, and in your heart of hearts, your desired goal is to be with somebody who's faithful. Now, whether it's her or not is neither here nor there. Your desire is to be with somebody who's faithful. You don't think that she is, but you don't want to jump to conclusions, and rightfully so. So what do? You get the answers that you need. You pray about it. You meditate about it, so that you're not driving yourself crazy and overanalyzing. But you ask for clarity. You ask for the truth to be blatantly revealed to you. Now, let's just say, you find out that person, this woman or whoever is not cheating on you, but you still feel like they're not right for you or they're abusive in some other kind of way. Well, just because they're not cheating on you doesn't mean that still makes them right for you. You know what I mean? Ultimately, you know what it is that you want. So sometimes we allow what am I trying to say? Like, moments to determine lifetime decisions, So we feel good right now, then we make a lifelong choice based on how we feel right now and not based on actual wisdom, actual knowledge, actual clarification, okay? And so for some of you, you need to always keep at the forefront of your mind the thing that you actually want for your life. When you're clear on that, then everything else is just, consequential. I mean, it's just what it is, it's just other stuff. But when you know exactly what it is that you are wanting for your life, when you know what the outcome is that you're desiring, you can't be swayed from that. Okay, so I hope I'm being clear here, because I feel like sometimes people, and this might be you, will, the reason that you're doubtful, you might be doubtful, is because you're waiting on somebody else to give you the clarity that in your heart of hearts you already know. You already know what's best for you. You already know what you should do. You already know what direction you should go in. But you're leaving too much of the responsibility of what to do on other people. And so, like in that example that I just gave, that woman might not be cheating on you right now, but she might have been cheating on you last month. You get what I'm saying? So it's very important that you are clear about what you want, even if you're not clear about all of the details yet. If you can get clear about exactly what you want for your life, then all of the details and the strategy on where to go and what you need to let go of will then also be made clear. But sometimes the strategy on what you need to do and how you need to go about doing it can't be made clear to you because you're not even clear and decisive about what you want. You're too wishy-washy, going back and forth, saying I want this, oops, no I don't, now I want it, well wait a minute, now okay, I want him when he's like this, but I don't want him like. You got to make up your mind. And then the wisdom and the knowledge and the clarity and the strategy that you need will come. You can't ask for the strategy to navigate a situation when you haven't even made clear exactly what you are wanting. And what you are wanting is within you. And you can't find that answer in the other person or in the career, in the job. That can only be found within you. If you know you want to be a baker, then there's no point in you putting in an application to be an account manager. If in your heart of hearts, you know your goal is to be a baker, so then you start taking actions that are opposed to what you know that you want, and then you don't understand why you're not clearly getting what you want, because you're not making a clear choice to stand by what you want. You're doing everything except for what you say you want, and then not understanding why you're not getting a clear signal about what to do. You will get a clear signal about what to do when you are clear about what you want. Until then, continue to be confused until you clearly state, this is what I want, this is what I deserve, this is not what I want, and this is what I'm standing firm in that I desire for my life. Okay? So, you know what I always tell you to do? Make sure you Google the goddess Athena. You can read her story because all of the goddesses have their own story and mythology that teach us lessons that we need to know. Okay, so the cards here, the one on the bottom is where you are now in your general wisdom and insight. The one that crosses it tells you what can help or hinder you at this time. And you receive the 10 of Pentacles, and it is crossed by the star. The 10 of Pentacles, and it is crossed by the star. Okay. So the 10 of Pentacles is a card of long-term wealth, abundance. It is a card of even following in line with Athena as far as strategy is concerned. When you have long-term wealth, when you have whatever that wealth is, I mean, it can be money. I know you see the pentacles on here, so it could be gold coins, money. But the 10 of Pentacles also deals with building a strong legacy that outlives you, that is passed down to your children, your children's children, or even if you don't have children, it can be what you are known for or what you leave behind in the world. But it's about the life that you are building for yourself, and the life that you build for yourself. And I speak a lot about this in the video Everybody's a Capricorn, including you, and in the annual reading of the year, because both talk about what we all should be focusing on 2020, and that is building a strong legacy, doing the work, being responsible, not just for ourselves, but even for those who will come after us. And even with the goddess Athena, she was very strategic. She knew what she wanted, and then she would work towards those goals. And so likewise, you have to do the same. You have to be very, very clear about the prosperous outcome that you want. Okay, and you have to let go of instant gratification. So if something or someone or a relationship or a job or something only makes you feel good in the moment, but it makes you mostly feel bad, or you feel like you're not even in alignment, you feel like it's not going anywhere, then you really do have to, that might be the thing that you have to detach from in some way, because you need to take actions that are leading to your bigger goals, to your long-term success, to your long-term legacy, to the bigger picture that you have for your life. And if you're thinking too small, you won't get there. The 10 of Pentacles is a card of not thinking too small. It is a card of thinking big. It is a card of making choices right now that lead to the long-term success. And when I say success, I don't know how you define success. So you have to define that for yourself, because what is successful for one person is not successful for, another, right? So however you define what would mean a successful and fulfilling life for you, you have to make those choices, and you have to disassociate from anything that keeps you from having that and acquiring that for your life. So the star is a card of healing and rejuvenation and rest and renewal. And even when I just said renewal, it's like I felt some of you have to renew your goals. Some of you have to refresh your goals. Some of you have to remind yourself of the vision that you have for your life. and you perhaps maybe have gotten off course with that in some kind of way, because that's what life happens. Life happens to us all. Sometimes we have to make decisions that will at least solve a problem temporarily, and before we know it, we are still doing that same temporary solution 10 years later. And we have forgotten our dreams, we have forgotten our goals, we have forgotten the desires that we have for ourselves. And so some of you maybe have to renew and refresh your goals, your vision, your desires for your life. And the star is also a card of healing. So to also forgive yourself and to allow yourself to heal from any bad choices or any choices that you feel were bad. And I want to say this too. Sometimes we make choices. Sometimes we make not the best choices because we feel that's the only thing that we can do in the moment. And so if you did whatever it is that you had to do in the moment, and now you are reaping the consequences of that, or suffering the consequences of that, or it just kind of limited you in some kind of way, or you've been living in a way that's below your self-worth long enough, forgive yourself of that. It's okay. We all do it from time to time. Shake it off and get up and move on and let go of that. Just because you have been perhaps in a pattern for a long period of time, if it wasn't benefiting you, or if it hasn't benefited you, then get off of that. Get off that wheel. Get off it. It's like if you're on a dead end street, you don't stay on the dead end street because you drove down the street. No, you turn around and you find another street. Sometimes we stick by decisions, bad decisions, because we've been doing it for so long. No, the moment you make a decision and a choice to come out of that, then everything can begin to align to you. Then the strategies that Athena talked about and what you need to know will come. But don't expect to know what you need to know if you're not willing to get off of any dead end street. Okay, so prosperity, and however you define it, and prosperity is whole prosperity. Prosperity is not just money. Prosperity, one should be prosperous in their finances, in their health, in their mind, in their spirit, in their soul, in their relationships. That's what true prosperity is. That's what the 10 of Pentacles represents. True, whole, abundant prosperity in all areas of your life. You do that by healing the past, letting go of whatever has hurt you, renewing and refreshing even if your self-worth, your self-esteem, your goals, all of the hopes and dreams that perhaps you just kind of left behind or pushed to the back burner because life happens. Renew and refresh those, because prosperity and abundance and fulfillment, personal fulfillment is possible for you. All right, so the wisdom card that came up for you this week is time for a nap. This one has come up a couple of times too over the past couple of months. The wisdom card for card group number 1 has come up. So I guess some of these cards y'all are needing to continue to get the wisdom from. But time for a nap says rest, rejuvenation, and renewal. Wow, just what I said about the star. Rest, rejuvenation, and renewal. Temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your lists, and your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. Wow, so that is very important, because very, very ties in very well, because even though like Athena is a goddess of action and strategy, what I was feeling when I was reading her message and talking to you about her, I kept saying that the strategies that you need will come when you just rest and make a decision. It's not so much about taking action. I feel like some of you just really need to make the decision, and then what you need to know will flow to you. And then with time for a nap, it ties very closely in with the star: rest, renewal, rejuvenation, healing. Allowing just give yourself a rest. It's okay not to, don't beat up on yourself. Don't beat up on yourself. Don't overthink. Don't overanalyze. Just rest. And if your mind wants to wonder how you're going to make things happen, don't. Cut that off and say, you know what? As soon as your mind goes there, just say, that's not my job right now. My job right now is not to figure it out. My job is not to problem solve. My job right now is to just renew and refresh my goals and to make decisions for my life. I don't have to take action. I don't need to know how to get there yet. I just need to know that I'm worthy of the life that I said that I want, and commit to staying in a state of mind of worthiness. All right. So that is your reading for this week, January the 19th through the 25th. Make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday, January 20th, to be in the running to win our January giveaway. Click all of the links down below to watch all of the videos and to book your own personal reading and get my book, The Magic of Self-Love. Leave a love offering or donation. And also subscribe to this channel. Leave some positive feedback down below as well. And then share this video with others that you feel could benefit from it. Okay? So that is it. And until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace. Oh, wait. Before I wish you peace and love. Also, make sure you come back and listen to this reading throughout the week, because sometimes things make more sense to you as the week goes on. And the same with the opening intuitive message that I did at the very beginning of this entire video. Go all the way back to whatever the timestamp is down below, so it will tell you what minute that starts. But listen to that again and again, because something will make more sense to you as the week goes on. Okay, for real, that's it, y'all. And until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. All right, greetings and welcome to the results for card group number 3. I will quickly go over the announcements just in case you are one of the ones who skipped ahead. Make sure that you comment your card selection down below by Monday, January 20th if you want to be in the running to win our January giveaway. And every week that you comment by the Monday following the posting of this video, always post on Sunday, and then you have until Monday to comment. Your name goes in the hat an additional time. Make sure that you click down below to watch my video, the annual reading of the year video that I did. It was actually done live on Facebook, and I transferred it over here to YouTube. And so the reading of the year is something I do every January, where I look at the whole year. I tell you what the theme of the year is, what to look out for, every Mercury retrograde. I mean, I just go into so much detail. And so the annual reading of the year is down below. If you are in the Greensboro, North Carolina area, I am doing a live, in-person live workshop with licensed therapist Neogela Hendricks Wilson on February 7th, and it's called The Secrets to Amplifying Your Abundance Through Crystals and Astrology. And so tickets for that are at the link down below if you are in the area on February 7th. Very soon I will also have my video, Everybody's an Aquarius, including you. You know, every time we enter into a new sign, I do a video called Everybody is a fill in the blank, including you. So Everybody's a Capricorn, including you, is still up. And Everybody's an Aquarius is either down below now or will soon be posted. And so you want to make sure you watch that video, because no matter what sun sign you are, when the sun is in the sign of Aquarius, we are all challenged to learn the lessons of Aquarius. And Aquarius is somewhere in your birth chart anyway. So you might as well watch that. You need to watch that video, not might as well. You should watch that video. And special thank you to everybody who enrolled in Resolution Power, my masterclass. You know that today, if you're watching this on January 19th, is also the first, is the day that our first masterclass is released. And so I am so excited about that because you all are learning today how to create resolutions, not goals and not dreams and not wishes, but real resolutions, because it's only your resolutions that will manifest very quickly into your life. And so today is part one of that masterclass. So big thank you to everybody who took advantage of that opportunity and registered for Resolution Power. Resolution Power only comes once a year, so it won't be back until 2021. So that's why I'm so thankful to those who took me up on this offer. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel, share. I post, you want to be notified whenever I post videos here. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, but also like me on Facebook and Instagram. Those links are down below because there I do share updates and do live videos. And so if you follow me there, then you'll get access to that immediately also. Down below is the link to purchase my book, The Magic of Self-Love. It's a link to book a personal reading because you are not the only one who selected card group number 3. So if you want something that is more specific to you, then you need to book a personal reading. That link is down below. And then also leave a love offering, also known as a donation, if these readings are benefiting you in any kind of way in support of this channel. So the stone that you received at the top of your card deck is an eolite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Eolite, I believe it is. This is in its raw form. Sometimes it looks purplish, sometimes it looks bluish, but yeah, this is an iolite, and it really does help with mental clarity, intuition. Excuse me. Yeah, it really helps to boost and improve your intuition, to boost and improve your mental clarity. This is something good to have. Like if you got to study for a test, or you need to remember things, or you want to help with your memory, iolite is spelled IOLITE. Anyway, it's a good stone to have. And again, this is in its raw form, so it looks like just a regular rock, but when it's polished, it looks very brilliant and purple and bluish. But anyway, yeah, so it helps with your mental capabilities. It helps you to be able to solve problems, to analyze, and to think clearly. So it's very helpful with both your for intellectual purposes. It's very helpful to just boosting your mental capability, bringing clarity to your mind, helping you to remember, helping with your concentration. If you got a goal you need to achieve, it really helps with that. So you know what I always tell you to do. If you want to know more about this stone, make sure you Google iolite. So the card that is on top here comes from a goddess energy deck. The goddesses speak to us all, whether we are a man or a woman, whether we believe in the goddesses or not. It doesn't really matter. It's their stories that teach the lessons that we need to know. So this week we are looking at what you most need to know, do, and be aware of as it relates to what you need to break free from so that you can have your breakthrough. So the goddess that chose to speak to you regarding that this week is, wow, okay, Ishtar. All right. I don't think she has come up ever in a pick a card reading, so congratulations to y'all, because y'all got it first. The goddess Ishtar, and it says communion down here. The goddess Ishtar is very connected to spring. It's where we actually get the word Easter from. And the whole concept of the bunnies and the eggs and all of that kind of stuff that we see during the Easter season is actually a tradition that was first attributed to this goddess Ishtar. And then it kind of got wrapped into like Christianity and Easter Sunday and all of that. But it was originally something that was very connected to the goddess Ishtar. And so I'm going to just read. I'm going to read the message that she has. I'm going to read two messages. The first is her empowerment message, and the second is her alignment message. And this should be interesting considering that this week we are looking at what you need to break free from in order to have the breakthroughs that you want, okay? So her empowerment message says, your intimate relationship with the invisible world is being called upon right now as you enter unfamiliar environments and situations. It's time to commune with the great goddess, the aspect of the conscious universe in her most collaborative form. The world then becomes your oracle as it opens up and communicates everything you need in the form of signs, omens, and messages. Now is the time to pay attention to synchronicities and those moments when logic and reason fail to give you the full picture. The Mesopotamian goddess Ishtar reminds you of the time in her ancient temples when her priestesses served as oracles, communing with the goddess and imparting wisdom to the people who sought guidance. Look at everything in your life as an opportunity for communion, losing the need for self-centeredness, connecting to source in a sacred, intimate way. You will not pray on your needs as a supplicant. You engage the great goddess as a partner in co-creation, participating in the making of worlds. No one needs to rescue you when you act empowered, aware, and awake to the wondrous miracle you're a part of. Wow. Okay. So her message, her empowerment message to you is literally empowering you to trust your own intuition. To trust that, that you can truly interpret signs, omens, messages. When spirit speaks, when you get that feeling in your gut, when you just become intuitively aware of something. You may have no logical basis for what you know, but you just know that you know. And so this week it seems like this is the direction you're going in, that it's imperative that in order to have your breakthroughs, you have to break free from not trusting your intuition. If you have second guessed yourself way too many times and not trusted what you already knew in your heart, and failure to trust your intuition is what keeps you locked into situations, or keep you just locked where you can't seem to live the life that you know you deserve, then it's time to break free from that. It's time to learn to trust your intuition. It's very important. It's very interesting that she said here, where was it? You will not pray on your knees as a supplicant. You engage the great goddess as a partner in co-creation, participating in the making of worlds. And that in and of itself is like, sometimes when we get on our knees and we pray, or even if you don't get on your knees and pray, if you just praying, you're doing so from a victim standpoint. You're doing so from a powerless feeling. And so Ishtar is here to remind you of the power that is within you. And actually, when you understand your own power, then you become more valuable to the world, because you're not showing up in the world as a victim who everybody has to rescue and save and help. You're showing up in the world as someone who is in tune, who trusts their intuition, who understands that God is within you and you are within God. Like you're coming from a more empowered state of being, and an empowered state of mind. Okay, so her alignment message says, when you refuse to see the signs, it can ultimately take you down a path you really don't want to be on. When red flags indicate something is not quite right, it's not a sign to jump in with both feet. It says, this is not for you. This is not yet. This is to be revealed. If you choose to move forward stubbornly, you could find yourself back in an old lesson you'd rather not face again. When you are attached to an outcome and unable to see any other option, you might say, the oracle said this wasn't in my best interest, but I'm going to do it anyway. The truth is that the goddess Ishtar is offering this alignment task for you now. Trust that the wisdom in the universe will provide with perfect form, but in divine timing. This means you might have to wait for a while. Reconnect to your partnership with the goddess and trust that you will not be left behind. This connection is at the core of everything. So if you are fearful, if you're fearful that you're going to miss out, what's that FOMO, fear of missing out? If you're fearful of not having what you believe you can have, and so you're going to try to just force and do things in your own strength and in your own wisdom, even when your inner wisdom is saying don't do that, if you do it anyway, then you will suffer the consequences of that. Oh my gosh, I've been saying that in almost every one of these pick a cards. And if you go and listen to my year ahead, my 2020 year ahead reading, the link is down below. That reading, I stressed almost the importance this year of being disciplined, of being responsible, of doing what you know you're supposed to do, even if it seems that the gratification will be delayed. Because if you don't, then you will suffer the consequences. This is not the year to do what in your gut you know you shouldn't do. And in reverse, this is not the year to not do something that in your gut you know you should do. Because this won't be the year where you can just get by with being disobedient to your purpose. So yeah, whoever needed to hear that, I hope that you heard it, and I hope that you actually go and listen to my annual reading of the year to get further clarity on that. So you know what I always tell you to do. If you want to know more about this goddess, make sure you Google Ishtar, Ishtar, because all of the goddesses have their own stories and mythologies that are designed to give us further wisdom and clarity. All right, so the card on the bottom here is where you are now in your general wisdom and insight. The card that crosses it lets you know what can help or hinder you at this time. And so you receive the Emperor, and he is crossed by the Eight of Cups. The Emperor crossed by the Eight of Cups. So the Emperor is a card of discipline and structure and order, everything I've been saying. The card, the Emperor is the energy of the Emperor is very regal and responsible, taking care of everything and everyone within his empire. Basically, whatever is in his sphere of influence, he understands that it is his responsibility. So the Emperor is reminding you of your power. Okay, the Emperor is reminding you that you are responsible. An emperor who is irresponsible, his whole entire empire suffers as a result. But a dutiful emperor, a responsible emperor, makes sure that, you know, all of the people in his empire are well taken care of. And so likewise in your life, I'm assuming you don't have an empire, but you do have your own sphere of influence. You perhaps have children. You perhaps have a home. You perhaps have a mate, a spouse, a partner. You perhaps have a job or people who work under you. So there's something in your life that you are responsible for, even if it's just your mental health and your physical health. You have something in your life that you have to be the emperor over, that you have to be responsible to. If you look, his staff is an ankh, the Kemetic or Egyptian symbol for life. And he understands that the more responsible he is, the better his life is, the better the lives of those in his empire, the healthier and more vibrant life is. And so the more responsible you are, the more dutiful you are to your purpose and to whatever it is that you are responsible for in your world, then more life is given to that area of your life. The more it prospers, the more vibrant it is. The Emperor is a card of structure and discipline, and that's why I keep saying go back and listen to the annual reading of the year, because that is actually the theme of 2020 that we all have to adhere to. is being disciplined and being structured, and being responsible. And that's where the rewards come from. And so you are really being called to, if there's any area of your life where you have been undisciplined, unstructured, just kind of free flow, you are being challenged now to release that, to break free from that, so that you can have the breakthroughs that you want. In the annual reading of the year, I talked about how when you look at a river flows between two banks. Like you see the earth, the ground, on the left and the right side of a river, and because of the structure of the ground standing firm on either side, the river is able to flow. The life-giving energy of that water and that abundance of water and life is able to flow because of the structure. Otherwise, that water would go here, there, it would just be spilling out, but it has, it can flow, it can be very direct, it can be very straightforward in is motion, in its flow. And likewise, when you are wanting the abundance of health, wealth, prosperity, whatever, to flow into your life, there are certain structures that have to be put in place in order to allow that to come into your life. So you are being challenged this week to really look at all of the structures that you have set up, whether it's your home, whether it's the structure of your marriage or your relationship, whether it's the structure of how you parent, or the school that you're enrolled in, your studies, what you have to do as far as school is concerned, what you have to do in terms of your health and wellness. It doesn't mean that you have to live so tightly and strictly and restrictive, but it does mean that you have to be disciplined. You have to say, okay, if I want my health to flow in this kind of way, then I need to set my refrigerator up to look like this. I need to have these kind of foods readily and available. That's a structure. That's creating structure and discipline and order. If you're saying that, I want people to pay me, I want to, have a flow of income, but you don't have a bank account for people to deposit money into, or you don't have, PayPal, you don't have, that's a structure. You need to set those things up so that what you want can flow into your life. And so wherever you are undisciplined and unstructured, you are being called to bring order and structure and discipline to those areas so that you can have the flow of what you want into your life. What's very interesting is that it's crossed by the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups, for me, oftentimes represents walking away from something that perhaps once was emotionally fulfilling but no longer is, and going on pursuit of something deeper and more fulfilling. Sometimes we get into certain circumstances because they make sense at the time, right? You may get into a relationship, you might take a certain job, you might go to a particular school, whatever. And then you get all you can from that situation, and then it's time to move on, or perhaps even if you don't move on, it's time to look at how you can elevate that relationship or elevate your career, whatever. So this week you are also challenged to look at the ways in which what is no longer fulfilling you emotionally, and say, okay, be really, really clear about that, and be okay with having to walk away perhaps from things that no longer are fulfilling in that way. But you do have to be responsible at the same time. So I'm not saying for you to pack your bags and leave somebody, stranded with all the bills because emotionally you want to just leave. What I'm saying is really look at the responsibility, look at how you want your life to be structured, and then say, what do I need to walk away from that is preventing that order and structure from being in my life? What do I need to pursue on an emotional level that's more fulfilling? How can I honor my my personal fulfillment on a deeper level? And then that will help you to know then what structures you need to put in place in your life. So your wisdom card this week says, or is, come to the edge. Wow, okay. Which is about risk taking, which is, come to the edge. Don't be afraid. Which is very interesting considering everything that I just said. Going on pursuit of something that is even more fulfilling. Sometimes we get stagnant. Some of you might be super structured, and it's those structures that are leaving you feeling emotionally unfulfilled. So again, you're not the only one who selected card group number 3. You have to interpret this for what's best for you. And I highly suggest you click down below and book a personal reading to invest in yourself. I just can't say that enough. Book a personal reading to know the wisdom and guidance that's for you specifically. But the 8 of Cups really is about walking away from something. Some of you, it may be because you are too structured, or maybe the structures aren't allowing a flow of emotional fulfillment, but are too restrictive in some kind of way. But either way, all of you are being challenged to come to the edge and to take a risk. So come to the edge says courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear, and accepting risk. Facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. Wow. So a lot of you, some of you taking a risk means creating structures after you've lived a life of free-flowing and unstructured. Some of you coming to the edge and taking a risk means letting go of the structures that you feel are keeping you safe, but are actually keeping you stuck in a comfort zone and not allowing you to have emotional growth and fulfillment. So again, only you know how to apply that to your life, and I hope that you're doing that now. As I always say, these readings are collaborative. If you're waiting for me to tell you something that you don't already know within yourself, then you are on the wrong channel. These readings are collaborative because I can only share with you what is resonating at the core of your being anyway, okay? So either way, do something you've never done if you want to have something you've never had. That's basically it. So that is your reading for this week, January 19th through the 25th. Make sure you comment your card selection down below by January 20th if you want to be in the running to win our January giveaway. Click all of the links below to watch all of the videos that are presently available at this time. If you're in the Greensboro area, make sure that you get your tickets for the Secrets of Amplifying Your Abundance Through Crystals and Astrology. Book a personal reading. Leave a love offering if these readings are benefiting you in any kind of way. Like, subscribe, and share. And come back to this reading throughout the week, as well as the opening intuitive message that I did at the beginning of this video. The timestamp is down below, so you'll know where to what minute to go to for the opening intuitive message. But go back and listen to that as well as this reading throughout the week, because something I said here today can make more sense to you later on. All right, so make sure you do that. And until we speak again, as always, I'm wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching. All right, so that is it for our pick a card reading for the week of January 19th through January 25th. Make sure you comment your card selection down below by Monday, January 20th, in order to be entered to win our January giveaway. Watch the 2020 year ahead reading. That link is down below. Book a personal reading, because these readings are very general, and so you want to book a personal reading to get the wisdom and insight specifically for you. That link is down below. Get my book, The Magic of Self-Love. Leave a love offering, also known as a donation, in support of this channel if these readings are benefiting you in any kind of way. And until we speak again, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. But until we speak again, I am wishing you all so much peace and love. Thanks for watching.